Hi everyone, it's good to see you and welcome to my kitchen. Today I thought it would be really fun to do some cooking. Would you like to do some cooking with me? You would? Awesome. I thought we would make a cake today. Do you like eating cake? I like eating cake and my kids love eating cake too, so I'm going to make a little surprise for them and bake a cake. But the first thing we have to do is, can you remember, what do we always do before we start my cooking class? We have to wash our hands. So I've got my, get your soap, I've got my soap. I'm going to give my hands a good wash. Make sure our hands are nice and clean. We'll get rid of all those germs. Get some water, rinse them all off. Nice and clean. We always need to have our hands clean before we do our cooking and our eating. That's very important. And we dry them off, my tea towel, and then we can start. So, the first thing we need to do is get our mix. I went to the supermarket, but I couldn't find any flour at the supermarket, but I was very lucky to find a cake mix, which means I can still make my cake. So I'm taking it out of the packet, and I need to use my scissors. You can ask Mum or Dad to help you with the scissors if it's a little bit tricky. And I'm going to cut the top off the packet like that. And then I'm going to very carefully pour it into my bowl. I'm going to put it all in. Can you see? Making carrot cake today. I love carrot cake. But you could choose any type of cake that you like. What are some of your favorites? There's chocolate, there's lemon, there's orange, there's banana. There's all sorts of yummy cakes that you can choose from. So we have got our cake mix in, and the next thing we need to do is put in some water. So I've got some water in my measuring jug, and I'm going to pour it into the bowl with the flour. So in it goes very carefully. I'm going to pour it in. Watch it go in. In it goes. Pour, 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 all the way in. Now it's starting to get a little bit wet. I'm going to get my spatula. I'm going to give it a bit of a stir. It's a bit gluggy. Look how it's changing colour as well. Can you see that? When the water goes in, it changes colour. It becomes a bit of a brown, muddy colour, doesn't it? I still have more things to put inside. I'm going to put my oil next. I've got my oil in here, and I'm going to carefully pour that in as well. Have a look. Pour, pour, pour. In it goes. And then I'm going to give it another stir. I might actually use my wooden spoon. I think it would be a little bit easier, and scrape those bits off like that. And I might use that a bit later. I'm going to give it a bit of a big stir. I need my big strong muscles. Oh, big stir. I hold on to my bowl with one hand, and with my other hand I give it a big stir. Round and round and round. Can you see that? In it goes. I still have one more ingredient. I wonder if you can guess what it is. Something on my table. I wonder. Can you see what I've got? I've got one more thing to put in there. Yes, it's an egg. I need an egg. Now I'm going to get my egg, and I need to crack the egg. On the outside of the egg we have a shell, which is very hard. I can tap it, but I need to be very careful. Eggs are very delicate and they can crack very easily. So there's different ways to crack the egg. Some people, they just crack it on the side of the bowl. and then open it up. Some people like to use a fork, and you can do a little crack in the center of the egg and then open it up. So it's up to you. You have a try at home. It's a bit tricky at first. Sometimes we might get lots of little shell on the outside of the egg in there. So we just need to just practice, and we try and be very, very gentle and careful. I'm going to use a spoon today. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to very carefully hold the egg very carefully with one hand because we don't want to drop it. And with the other hand, I'm going to use my fork. And I'm going to very carefully tap it in the middle, put my fork down, and then using both hands, my thumbs will help me, I'm going to very carefully crack my egg. And can you see what's coming out? Can you see that gooey bit? That's the white. And then here it comes. And then I've got my yolk. Beautiful orange bit in the middle. And that goes in too. I'm going to pour it in. And it goes. There we go. And now again with my wooden spoon, I'm going to mix all that up. Everything together. Can you remember all the things we've put in? We had our cake mix, which is made of flour. I've got what was in here? The water and the oil and the egg. So they're our ingredients for making our carrot cake. So I'm going to give that a big stir. All my ingredients together. Stir, 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 round and round. Using all my muscles. There it goes. And they all come together into this big goopy, all stuck together. And it smells nice. I wonder if you could smell it. Can you smell it from all the way at your house? Have a big smell. Go. Have a big smell. Can you smell? Can you smell the carrots? I'm sure that when you make your cake, you'll be able to smell your cake too. And it will be delicious. Now, I think my cake is almost ready to put into my tin. And this is my tin here. And I have put a piece of paper inside my tin. It's a round shape because I'm using a round tin. And my piece of paper is going to sit right there. That way, once my cake is ready, it's not going to stick onto the tin. But on the sides of the tin, I'm actually going to use a little bit of butter. So I've got a little piece here. I don't need a lot of butter. I only need a little piece. And if you don't have paper at home, that's okay. You can use your butter on the bottom of the tin as well. So it's okay if you don't have any paper at home. It's not that necessary. I like to use it because I have it, but if you don't have it, that's okay too. So what I'm going to do, I can take this out for now, and I can show you what I do. I use a little bit of the paper just not to get my hands too messy, but that's okay because we all get messy in cooking, and that's what cooking's all about. It's okay to get messy hands. You can just spread it across the edges, like how I'm doing. Spread it across. All over, round and round the tin, just so there's lots of butter on the sides, just like that. See that? That's all I need. Then I'm going to put this on top, so it sits in there. It's got its little house. And then this is the fun bit. So all of this needs to go into here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my spoon to pour it in. If it's a bit tricky for you to do it this way, you could also just get a little spoon and just pour it in, a bit at a time. You don't have to do it all at once. Mummy can help you, or mummy or daddy. You just put all in. It might be a bit heavy for you to hold, so you can just do it one spoonful at a time. Just pour it in like that. In it goes. Yum. That's starting to look really good. See how it sits inside my tin? And then I'm this again. I'm going to just pour it in a bit more, spread it out. I might try and get some out with this because it can be a bit tricky sometimes. See, I want to scrape my edges. I don't want to waste any of my mixture. I want to scrape as much as I can. I go around the edges like this and put it in, and you get, that looks good, doesn't it? Yum, I can't wait to eat it. And my kids are going to be so excited. There we go. Yum. So that's all the mixture in the tin. Now I'm going to give my tin a bit of a shake. Give it a shake. Because I want it to go around all the edges, because I want a round cake, so I want it nice and even. So spread it out. Yum, yum, yum. There we go. That looks nice. Do you want to have a look at what I've done? Let me show you. See? So now my cake is in a circle shape and it's ready to go in the oven. So I'm going to put my gloves on because the oven is very hot. So I put my glove very carefully holding. I'm going to walk over to my oven. Let's have a look. I'm going to put it in here. It's very hot, so I'm going to place it carefully in there. And I'm going to let it bake. And then, how long does it need to be in there? The packet will tell us. If we look on the packet, it will tell us that we need to keep it inside the oven for 40 to 45 minutes. So you check the packet that you have at home, and the packet will tell you how much you need and how long it needs to stay in the oven for. So thank you for cooking with me today, and maybe you can make some cake with your mum or dad at home and your families, and then you can have some yummy morning tea or afternoon tea. Would you like that? Yes. Okay, well, thank you, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.